Good to see you guys. This is the gathering for the full moon in Libra, and it's a time of balancing relationships and all the things, you know, bringing together everyone in harmony. So I had fun today. I went to a crystal shop in town here in Albuquerque, and I got to meet the crystal guy on YouTube. So be sure and check him out. He's got his channel here. It was really fun to listen to the descriptions of the different crystals and gemstones, and kind of like what each one is used for and how it's used, and a little mantra to use with the crystal. So anyway, it was fun to get to meet him as well, and I guess he's on TikTok and other places as well. So be sure and check him out. And I just wanted to today to do a reading for the collective for this time. And I also was able to, in the shop one of the shops I went to, I got a white candle that has a moonstone in it. So once it goes all the way down, I get a sun in there. I'm like, oh, probably such a great idea for making candles. And then at the shop, I also got a burner made by a local, I believe, Navajo lady. And a really cool burner. And the inside, there's a spot for a piece of charcoal. And on the charcoal, I can put some myrrh resin, so I can make a myrrh smell. Can also burn other things for different like rituals, and then it can hold my incense. So this time I had this incense, it's called Nagchampa, if you can see it. Anyway, so I have that burning here for us today. And then I also was able to pick some rosemary today on my walk. And so I'll be able to burn that as well later tonight. So one of the things you can do in a full moon is connect with the goddess Isis. And she's a creator and a fertility god. And so she brings, it's nice to bring her some sweet smelling things, and then actually write down some of the things that you were looking for in your life, burn them, and for her. And it's kind of a different time. Like a lot of people at the full moon are looking at, releasing the new moon, creating, putting down their intentions. And then with her, you can burn more while you sleep when the moon is waxing and getting bigger. So from the new moon, and then write down your dreams when you wake up, and you'll be getting messages from your dreams. So those are some of the things I've been learning about her. So at this full moon, we can connect with the goddess, and also just with those energies. And then I wanted to start with the archetype deck that I have. It's with the Wild Unknown Tarot. A really great set of group of cards that we have. So I'll take a look at those. And then I have some of the tarot and that I'm going to use along with it. So what I like to do is just ask for the overall message for the collective in our spiritual path here at this full moon in Libra. So I like to put Reiki into the deck. Okay, and there was 2 cards, so I'm going to look at both of them. So the flame, and we have a flame here today. And so the flame is one of the archetypes, and the other is the shaman. Okay, so the shaman is one of my favorite cards in this deck. And let's look first at the flame. It's number 51. And then the shaman is 16. So let's get 51 first. It's Roman numerals, so we're not quite as used to those. Okay, the flame, it's under the tools category. All right. So in Sanskrit, the word for fire is Agni, A-G-N-I. The ancient yogis saw this flame at the center of the abdomen and believed it to be representative for our vitality when it is lit. We are connected to our purpose and sense that life is a sacred gift. It is said that those who cannot see the sacred around them have their inner flame go out. So you can kind of think about, the magic all around us, the spiritual elements all around us, and all of those things that are joining all around us. And we're able to see it more clearly through the flame in our abdomen. And of course, that also in the chakras is the solar plexus chakra, which has to do with confidence and clarity and those kind of things. Okay, so think of this card as a call to reignite that fire, to cup your hands gently around the flame, no matter how harshly the winds around it blow. It could be an inner archetype that begs you to light its wick. It is likely that the poet, the mystic, or the shaman would call to you with the language of the flame. It's very interesting that we got both cards, the flame and the shaman. So he's mentioning that in this or he or she is mentioning that in the write-up as well. So the good things about, this card when it's in the positive balance is health, mental clarity, and good digestion. And the dark or negative side is excess heat and anger and complete darkness. So if it's gone out or if it's too aggressive, then it won't be as much of what you need as if it's right in the middle. So the light you give off by Rumi, it says Gerard Richter's candle paintings. So there's something written by Rumi called The Light You Give Off that you could read to go along with this card. So it's fascinating to think of the flame and how the flame is being ignited in us and growing in us, and a really important element inside of you. So the flame. So all right, let's see it a little bit. Okay, so the flame is one element, and the other is the shaman. So it says, it is likely that the poet, the mystic, which are two of the other cards, archetype cards, or the shaman would call to you with the language of the flame. All right, so it's very important or very realistic for us to get the shaman card with this. So now the shaman card, it's kind of interesting how in the back there's this diamond, and the shaman card has that diamond on it. It's kind of an overall, all-encompassing type of energy. The Magi, the sorcerer, and the medicine woman. 3 archetypal ingredients constitute the shaman. Okay, and all must be present in order to reveal its magic. First, the shaman is activated by long-standing and diligent study, the mentor. Second, its orientation is generously and accurately aimed toward the healing of the self, the other, and the culture. So healing the healer. And third, the shaman has the knack for finding doorways to other world, allowing psychic visions and old magic to leak into this world, the unseen. And I feel like I have been on this journey in some ways. The first 12, like I spent 12 years in college after high school. So certainly a lot of study, the mentor, and then now moving into a healing phase and helping people heal as a dentist and as a Reiki master and as other elements of healing. And then the third part, which I'm beginning to understand more about, is the other world, psychic visions, and the unseen leaking in. So the unseen. In this way, the shaman is a master who bridges the everyday and the sacred, revealing potent power needed desperately in our time. Yet, where there is power, there is shadow, so the shaman must be vigilant in studying their darkness. Yet, where there is power, there is shadow. Okay, this card reminds us that the force of healing is ultimately not our own. We must shape it and share it with the world. So that healing happens in ourselves and then in others. And so I think it's a good example, that when we have the flame, we can also have, the shadow from the flame. So the nature of light is that it will create shadows in the darkness, and to have both balanced in our lives. Okay, so the shaman is calling forth the flame and helping you to fan the flame, to heal yourself, and to have the Reiki healing in your life that will help to heal the solar plexus and bring that more into balance in your life. And that's what we're looking at here at this time of the Libra and the full moon, is the balance. So we have the light from the moon, we have the light and the shadows, the seen and the unseen, and then also the flame is being brought out at that time, and the balancing of all the forces in the shaman energy. Okay, so let's take a look at the animal deck and get a message for that. So tell us more about the flame. Okay, so put Reiki energy into the deck. Tell us more about the flame. The moth. Well, let's hold the moth to the flame. So if we had a moth in this room, it would want to go right to the largest and the brightest light. In this case, it would be the overhead light. I know there have been times when at night I've been in my bed reading with my cell phone or something, and like something like a moth will try to fly near it, and it can be kind of annoying. So this moth can be energy can be a little annoying or irritating. But also, when you look at the moth, it's so beautiful, and it's gone through that same transformation that has happened for the butterfly. It went from the time of the caterpillar through the cocoon phase and into a moth state where it goes and flies away. And here we have that beautiful green from the energy of the heart chakra coming through. So the way I'm feeling right now, that the goddess is wanting to tell us about the moth and the reason it came out with the flame, is that kind of that energy of the flame is helping us to balance this energy of the heart, and that at times we don't always see things for exactly what they are. It's what I always think of the moth is like. It may not be as pretty in some ways as a butterfly, but it's just as magical. And then for some people, some readers, the moth represents kind of like psychic abilities. And so, kind of having that, and like having the other world and the psychic abilities just kind of coming around the flame all the time, and kind of bringing that out in us. Okay, so let's take a look at the shaman. So tell us more about the shaman energy. Ooh, the stingray. It has kind of a, I don't know, maybe a similar shape. One of the things I like about this stingray is how it has all the different chakra um, orientation on it. And, it's so much fun to watch a stingray swim and to pet them. And a lot of aquariums let you pet their stingray. And they have such an old world feel to them. Like they've been around forever. And I'm also kind of like thinking of a kite with this picture, and this like harnessing the wind. And so that energy of like really the earthly energies and the ancient energies. So, the shaman definitely brings out the concept of the ancients. And then this, the wind in the sails, of the kite, flying, um, has a lot to do with kind of those earthly elements that are being brought out. So the stingray is in the water, but it's also kind of bringing us to think about the wind, as well. And then I'm not thinking of the earth and fire quite as much, but all of these elements are kind of brought out and um, balanced in the shaman energy. Okay, so let's take a look at some tarot. Let's ask first about the flame and the moth. Tell us more about the flame and the moth. Oh, it kind of has, both of these have that same kind of shape as the stingray does. So that kite type shape. So it's the 9 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, and the 10 of Pentacles. So we're moving from the 9 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. So this moth and flame are really bringing out, we're bringing out definitely an earth energy with the Pentacles. And then, the 4 of Wands is all about kind of a celebration. A lot of times it's the marriage card. In this card, I see more of the elements of the wand and the fire energy coming into this. It's like the structure of the 4 and the fire, being pulled together. So a passionate structure. And so that's kind of like this balancing of the Libra energy, this passionate structure is coming into play. And to me, it just feels like whatever this Four of Wands means, it's something that's helping you move from the Nine of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles has more to do with, you have everything you need, and it's you inside that are kind of grasping and understanding that. When it comes to the Ten of Pentacles, it's kind of like you've included another person. You're working together with this abundance in your lives. And of course, it could just be the marriage card, this coming together, this union. I also sometimes think of it as other passionate, structured events, like, baby showers and, Christmas dinner, Thanksgiving dinner, times when, the love and the passion flows in a very structured type of an event. Let's get a few more cards to help us understand the Four of Wands a little better and what it's kind of pointing you to. So Four of Wands. Okay, so the Son of Pentacles. And the Wheel. So I feel like, this one is really drawing us to kind of a young, because it is the Knight of Pentacles, but it's kind of a young type of energy. And it just, and I'm looking at, I've actually looked those antlers up before. That's like the first year. So he's just a year old. He's a new young energy. So it might be pointing even to a celebration, like, a graduation. So like this coming May, that, May, June, things for you will pick up and you'll go from the Nine of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. And that, your happiness in your life will increase. So for very few people, as you graduate from college, you'll get married and you'll start your life together. Those kind of things. For other people, it's probably maybe if it's your child, you're changing phases in life during this time. So I feel like it's pointing to somebody young in your life, whether it's your children, niece, nephew, somebody in your life that's younger. And then with the Wheel, again, it's that changing or that growing from the 9 to the 10, and it's in divine timing. And this particular wheel is all like tied up with all these strings, and so it also kind of is reminiscent of a dream catcher. It's kind of making me think of a dream catcher, with the owl at nighttime. And so it could be that, thinking of this moth as kind of like a psychic ability, kind of like catching your dreams, catching the meanings in the dreams, and being one of the things that helps you in your life to grow in what you're doing. Okay, so let me take a look at the Shaman and see what that card Shaman Stingray. Shaman Stingray. So 2 of Wands, 6 of Wands, and 5 of Wands. Underneath is the Lovers. So the Lovers can either be, you know, that romantic type connection, or it could be a decision that you're having to make. So for some of you, there's a decision that's coming on at this time for you. So the 2, it's like, you know, 2, 5, and 6 of Wands. And so progression of Wands, which is that, you know, passion, spirituality, you know, fiery energy. And the 2 of Wands here, I kind of see them like pulling together a rainbow. And the way it's like the way they're pointed, it's like things are coming to a head. And it is almost like two you know, like magic wands coming together. It's like there's going to be a spark. There's a little spark there, and the spark, I think, you know, it can go either way. I think it can bring in this the end of this conflict. So, you know, the 5 of Wands is a lot of times this conflict, and the 6 of Wands is the victory. So you can see the butterfly flying away in victory, and it's kind of like you are overcoming this conflict. But sometimes, like, I don't always see the conflict card as negative, because there are times when we need to get mad about something, or we need to say what we think, what we really think about something, not just let it percolate underneath. Let me see if I was just trying to think. So, you know, you have in the shaman, you have the 3 parts. You know, the first part is the learning. And so you can kind of see this is the path to learning, the path to growing, the path to understanding more. And then with this one, you know, this time of healing and growth, coming out of the cocoon, finding a new life. And then the unseen, you know, not things that kind of come out of the blue for you. And it can be a little nerve-wracking or scary as far as, you know, what the unseen may unfold for you. I want to pull a couple more cards with the 5 of Wands. So the 10 of Cups, High Priestess, and 5 of Swords. Ten of Cups again has that kind of a feeling like going down a path, but it also has the you know, the chords like that wheel did. And in this case, you know, it's like they're pouring into each other. So like when you it kind of like amplifies the light, you know, shining it into a way, in a way that it kind of amplifies it and makes it grow, and the light gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And as the light's getting bigger, you're seeing more clearly what's going on. And the normally, you know, the high priest is very kind of, you know, withdrawn. You don't know it a lot. Certainly would go with that, you know, unseen element. And so as this flame is growing and growing and growing and becoming brighter, then you see more of what you need to see. And it's kind of like it's breaking this chain, it's disconnecting this thing that has been harming you, this worm that has been eating away at you and harming you. It's being broken and taken away. And so this light is growing and growing and growing. And I feel like it has to do with the flame is growing inside of you, and as it grows, it begins to burn away, you know, cut away the things that shouldn't be there. And so again, in this time of Libra, you know, the more this balance kind of like grows, you see more clearly, and you're able to cut from your life things that are no longer going to serve you. So, okay. I think we should end with, because it had a lot to do with like chakra energy, you know, like a lot of just energetic, because, you know, the flame was the solar plexus, and a lot, and the stingray has the chakra. So let's look at a chakra card for a little more guidance as we finish off the reading today. Truth. So it has to do with the throat chakra, and it has the balancing of Libra in the picture. You see the balances, and we balancing kind of like water and fire. And so it's that passion, and so the passion, spirituality, and the feeling, you know, understanding of your emotions, feelings and emotions. And so to really bring those forth in a balanced kind of way. And to do that, you have to know and to speak the truth. So this goes along well with the Libra full moon. A lot of the energies there. Okay, well, I hope that this reading resonated with you a little bit, and I will see you soon.